What's up, thinkers? It's me, Quizmaster Jack, here with your weekly dose of Buzzword. As I get my weekly dose of Buzzword. Doing pop culture and sports, 10 questions of each. What else is there to say? Let's just get into question one.
This title is shared by a 2023 album featuring Soft Landing by Billy Woods and Kenny Siegel, and by a Maroon 5 song with the line Following, Following, Following to You. Hold Up interpolates the line They Don't Love You Like I Love You from a song of, for 10 points, what title?
Some maps. All right. Just hung out until they said a song that I knew. I listened to that first Maroon 5 album. I'm not above it. But I don't know what following came from. Well, apparently it came from maps. One of the music questions successfully answered.
This author's play about an alien named Creton was adapted into the Jerry Lewis film Visit to a Small Planet. He wrote a 1968 novel in which an acting teacher transitions from male to female. The pioneering gay novel The City and the Pillar is by, for 10 points, what author of Myra Breckinridge?
Myra Breckinridge. Let's go with the good old standard. Oh, Gore Vidal. Yep, that makes sense. Haven't thought about Gore Vidal at all for a long time.
On this show, poisoned moonshine killed the singer Alberta Haynes. The former Pinecone trooper Pete always appears with an arrow protruding.
No. Never seen any episodes of Ghosts, but that scout leader with an arrow in his neck shows up in a lot of commercials during the CBS football. Rose McIver stars in the American one, and Charlotte Ritchie and Kyle Smith Bynum are on the British version.
Early in this film, Mrs. Kintner raises a mourning veil to slap a man who...
That's gotta be Jaws. I'll take a 20 on Jaws, Miss Kintner. Of like the 3 people that actually die in Jaws. Spoiler for Jaws. Not a lot of people actually die in it. But a kid dies, and it's Miss Kintner's kid, and she is not happy with Sheriff Brody and how he's handling the Jaws situation. But then he does handle the Jaws situation. And then in the later movies, apparently there's like a blood feud between Jaws's family and the Brody family. The Jaws sequels get weird.
Women in this musical mention a foreman's wandering hands after singing that at the end of the day, you're another day older.
And it's just Les Mis. What? Yeah. At the end of the day, you're another day older. Yeah, I was thinking that off of Foreman, but I wasn't sure because there's other, factory working, other musicals with factory working ladies.
This band was the only non-American group to star in a Sega CD Make My Video game.
Oh,
J.D.
was
Fortune
that...
became this band's lead.
I think that's In Excess. Video games. Oh, if I could just get pop music questions off of video game knowledge. I think the guy that they just mentioned, because after their lead singer died, they had a Making the Band. Nah, it wasn't called Making the Band. It was like Rockstar or something. It was some reality show where they had like a reality competition to get a new lead singer for In Excess. But I do remember the Sega CD In Excess Make My Video. There's also a Marky Mark one. But yeah, give me video game clues for bands, please. They're Australian? I think they're Australian.
A 2011 entry in this series was the first to introduce a super meter for X-ray moves.
Let's get it spelled right. They said X-ray moves. They said super meter. Come on. That's Mortal Kombat. That's MK. In 2011, I think that was MK10 in 2011. Oh, actually, I think it actually may have been MK9. Yeah, I think it was MK9. 10, 11, and the current one is 12, technically, although they call it Mortal Kombat 1 because nobody likes just to put numbers on anymore.
A film in this series depicts museum intern Elena finding a key hidden by the Maximals. In a film in
Maximals.
this series, teenager Charlie Watson helps the hero fight the evil
Wait, that's just... Is that Transformers? Okay, yeah. Charlie Watson, that's not... Is that Shia LaBeouf's character name? Maybe? I don't know, Manimals is totally a Transformers thing.
In 2012, this U.S. company was bought for $2.6 billion by China's Wanda Group.
Wow.
In 2017, this company acquired and converted all locations of the chain Carmike. This company runs the loyalty program Stubbs A-List. Regal and Cinemark compete with for 10 points.
Like AMC? Okay, yeah. There's a whole bunch of business stuff that I did not know about AMC theaters, but they said two of the three major movie theater chains, and there was one left.
This show featured Kristen Davis as Brooke, a young intern at D&D Advertising. The only character to appear for this show's entire run was Dr. Michael Mancini. The scheming Amanda Woodward was played by Heather Locklear on, for 10 points, what 90s Fox primetime soap?
Just Melrose Place, then? All right. Hey, 143 is very good, despite my clear lack of knowledge about gay literature. I did very well on those other questions. Very quick on Jaws, very quick on MK. Ghosts I was also very quick on, but that seemed like that was clued a little too early. But hey, 143 is a really good score. I will take it. We're back on track. Well, it may not be reflective of the final results, but as of now, if I would have gotten the Gore of It All giveaway, I would have been in the lead for pop culture this week. But alas, I was unaware. So let's now do some sports questions.
This Giants player's 1923 Inside the Park home run was the first World Series homer at Yankee Stadium. This man said he would never make the mistake of being 70 again after he was fired in 1960. For 10 points, who served as the Mets' first manager after managing the Yankees to 7 championships?
I had a little breath at the end. Is it Casey Stengel? It was Casey Stengel, and I spelled it right, too.
Due to injury, this man fell to 3rd overall in the 2014 draft behind college teammate Andrew Wiggins. In 2022, he became the first foreign-born NBA player to win a scoring title. He won MVP over Nikola Jokic in 2023. No. For 10 points, what Cameroonian center called The Process plays for the...
No, it's Embiid. Yeah, he's the process. You gotta trust the process. You're the 76ers.
During this event at the 2020 Olympics, German coach Kim Reisner was disqualified for punching a horse. In 1912, George Patton got 5th in this event using a Colt revolver. Pistol shooting, I
think that's the pentathlon. Pentathlon? I just punched it. I'm so angry I'm gonna punch this horse. It's an Olympic thing, so it probably video of it doesn't exist because they're very strict about stuff like that, but I want to see a German punch a horse.
This boxer used his signature Susie Q right hook to capture a championship from Jersey Joe Walcott. This man, called the Brockton Blockbuster, defeated Joe Louis in the latter's last match. The only heavyweight champ to finish his career undefeated was, for 10 points,
I feel like that's something I should know.
What Italian-American boxer?
Marciano. Spelled that right, too. Rocky Marciano, not actually Rocky from the Rocky movies. Took me a while to parse that out.
This team's Hail Mary was intercepted by Joey Blunt to seal a 35-31 upset loss to Arizona in Week 17. This team lost the first Super Bowl with 2 black starting quarterbacks. This team pioneered the tush push with a line that included Jason Kelsey.
So it's just the Eagles? Oh, yeah. Two black quarterbacks, not one. They said black quarterbacks, and I was thinking about when Washington won with Doug Williams, but the two black quarterbacks is Mahomes and Jalen Hurts, which was just last year.
The 2002 film The Game of Their Lives documents this Asian country's 1966 run to the World Cup quarterfinals. In 2021, a team in Qatar had to terminate the contract of a player from this country because of UN sanctions. For 10 points, what country is led by Dennis Rodman's friend?
No. This is North Korea, then? Dennis Rodman's friend, huh? That's interesting. I guess that's how you do sports giveaways. When you're going to say the North Korean leader.
A catchphrase of this NBA player inspired the name of Tenacious D. This point guard, who formed the Rolls-Royce backcourt with Earl Monroe, scored 36 points in Game 7 of the 1970 NBA Finals after teammate Willis Reed left the game. For 10 points, what Knicks star of the 1970s was nicknamed Clyde?
Is it Drexler? Clyde the Glide? Oh, nope. They said Clyde, and I said a last name that is associated with Clyde. But was never going to get Walt Frazier.
A championship named for this man has been won a record 12 times by the Hershey Bears. This first president of the NHL names both the AHL's Championship Cup and a trophy whose last two winners were Moritz Seider and Matty Beniers. For 10 points, what man names a trophy given to the NHL's top rookie?
Is that Calder? It is Calder. There's so many. I knew it wasn't the Lady Bing trophy. I had that. Didn't know what else they were going for.
This team scored 62 points to beat the Dolphins in a playoff game that was the last game of Dan Marino's career.
Oh, yeah.
In this team's first NFL draft, it used the second pick on tackle Tony Baselli.
Okay. This is the Jaguars. I mean, obviously it was an AFC team because Dan Marino didn't get blown out 62 by 62 in like the Super Bowl. So I was trying to remember. I was on the Titans for a little bit there. Because I knew it was a young team. I guess the Titans aren't young, but the name was new. But yeah, Tony Baselli, famous. I will always remember. I started getting into football around that time, so I always remember Tony Baselli as the first Jaguars draft pick.
This man threw 127 strikeouts in 2011 and became the only pitcher unanimously voted Rookie of the Year. This man, who lost back-to-back games in the 2023 NLCS as a Philly, passed John Smoltz in 2015 as the Braves' saves leader. For 10 points, what closer's pre-pitch stand?
Yeah, so it is Kimbrel. Because he goes like this. He got his arm out like this. It's hard to show with this framing. But people make fun of him for it. Or fans make fun of him for it. I think that's a bad move. Just let him do his thing. Pitchers are weird. Pitchers are always going to be weird. Let him do their weird thing. That's it for sports. A pretty good combined score. Only 2 wrong. My 2 main points of weakness: basketball and gay literature. Obvious in this week 5 of Buzzword. If you liked my playthrough, there's a bunch more videos on the channel. And hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Go check out those other videos. And if you like Buzzword, you can play yourself over at neqt.com/Buzzword. They got all the games there that you could ever want. That's going to be it for me on week 5. It's been a pleasure. We'll see you next time.